off of me. Back to me. Back to the sound of my voice. Back to the sound of my voice. Keep coming.
Well, it may look like a video game, but it is all too real. A robbery suspect arrested after a high-speed chase on I-94, but getting this close to the action could come at a price. In just a few weeks, 600 Minneapolis police officers will be wearing body cameras, and other departments are lining up right behind them.
But the rules about when and where these cameras should be used haven't even been written yet by state lawmakers. And Tom Leiden of the Fox 9 Investigators is here with some intense video and even more intense policy behind these videos.
Right. I think when all this began, everyone was focusing on how it would capture police misconduct, right? But the issues are so much bigger than that. The video you will see tonight comes from Minneapolis police. What they provided was public and, with few exceptions, uncensored. On our own, we've made the decision to distort many of the faces you'll see, but it underscores a very real issue with these cameras. They capture everything. Police, us, our homes. So when you're watching, think about this. How much of what we show you tonight should the public get to see? Welcome to another night for cops on the North Side and a scene of absolute chaos and confusion. It begins as a medical call, but before you know it, at least a dozen Minneapolis officers are on the scene, with people angry, screaming for the police to leave. But others, like this woman, pleading desperately for police to stay. The difference on this night, it's all captured on video. As one officer repeatedly reminds the others.
I'm recording.
Just a slice of life behind the badge. The Fox 9 investigators obtaining hours of MPD body cam footage. From stabbings,
I didn't even know she had another knife,
to messy domestics.
Act like an adult in front of your kid.
And mundane traffic stops. It's raw, gritty, and all too real.
Keep going. Take everything out of your bra. Just throw it right up. Okay, throw it right on the hood of my car for me, please.
The recordings come from a pilot project last year with just a dozen Minneapolis police officers. But by next month, more than 600 officers will be outfitted with body cams. All of it and all of us on camera.
Are you guys ready for this?
During the pilot program, our officers unequivocally enjoyed and want this piece of technology.
And Deputy Chief Medaria Arredondo says the community is also demanding it. The police killing of Jamar Clark left many wondering if body camera footage could have settled lingering questions, those 61 seconds left behind.
Do you think the public's ready to see this? In other words, do you think the public is ready to see brass tacks, what officers deal with day in and day out?
I think that the public for a long time has really wanted to have a closer, transparent view of what policing looks like in our city, and so I think that they're ready for that to happen. I do.
While you're all being yanked out, is I can smell marijuana coming from inside.
Much attention will focus on police encounters with communities of color. From a car full of black teenagers pulled over for not using a turn signal.
And you have nothing on you at all with your name at all on it. Just step back to my front of my vehicle for me.
To a woman who gives police a false name.
You do know it's against the law to give me incorrect information, correct?
No, I didn't know that.
I think you're full of crap.
In almost every encounter, we see how respect can cut both ways.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Why?
Because you're lying to me. Again. Don't turn around on me.
Get down here. You don't walk up behind a cop.
You have exactly 5 seconds to get out of my squad car, or I'm going to pull you out of my squad car, and I'm going to leave you here, okay?
Then there's the intoxicated homeless woman who refuses to get out of a squad car.
Stop it, or you're going to go to jail. Do you understand me?
Rock and roll.
Only to be dragged out and left on the sidewalk in the freezing rain.
I do not have a card. I've told you that. You have a nice day, ma'am.
That looks bad, but I'm not sure if it is.
Once again, body cameras can capture a moment, but what they often do not do is they don't capture the dynamics, the nuances, and they don't provide a lot of context.
Who did it?
And in so many cases, the camera finds victims at their most vulnerable.
Where does he know? Where does he know?
Just out the window.
A woman calls police after she's been assaulted by a boyfriend. Her lip is split. There are bite marks on her arm.
Is that a bite on the forearm too, ma'am?
We're choosing to conceal the woman's face.
Just gonna check to make sure he's not hiding, all right?
but nothing for the camera is off limits. From the couple in a custody dispute.
What did I do? Don't act like this. Just walk down the damn stairs. Act like an adult.
To the woman living in Section 8 who wants her extended family kicked out.
And where my family tries to get cheaper money, and that's wrong.
Even during a routine traffic stop, we see it all. Did you know you were on camera?
I did not know I was on camera.
But what bothers Kim Seife is that someone else, like a stalker, could see all the information on her driver's license.
Now that part I'm not crazy about.
So officers have the discretion to tell you, I'm wearing a body cam.
Under certain circumstances, now to tell you that they're wearing a body cam, yes, they do have discretion built into that.
But they don't have to.
They don't have to. No, under our current draft policy.
Even if they're going into your home, they don't have to tell you, I'm wearing a body cam.
Under our current draft policy, they do not.
That MPD draft policy requires officers to activate the camera during everything from traffic stops to strip searches, but also gives officers wide latitude to deactivate the camera to protect informants or if requested by a victim or witness. And officers get to view the video before they write their report.
But you know people are going to say, well, the officer got to look at the video before they wrote the report. Yes. I didn't get that chance when I wrote my statement.
And we've certainly heard that, yes.
So if you turn the camera off, why even have them?
Ultimately, it's state lawmakers like Tony Cornish who will get the last word as they debate the issue this session. Cornish, a retired cop, wants to always keep the camera rolling, but wants to limit who gets to see the video.
My whole point is the camera has to stay on. The officer shouldn't be told when to turn it on or off, because the minute they turn it off and some unarmed teenager jumps out of the closet, a struggle, and he's killed, and there's no video, then it's a big cop cover-up.
Man, it's a big old house.
But this public video can also show our most private lives inside our homes. The unannounced body camera becomes, in essence, a hidden camera, a virtual tour into the intimate spaces and sometimes sordid aspects of our lives, all without a search warrant.
I want the citizen to have the option of saying, could you please turn that off?
Do you worry that we're entering a brave new world here?
I do. Right. You know, we live in a free country, and we should be free from surveillance.
The question is where we draw that line between public and private, between transparency and voyeurism.
You can watch the video later about how much you're yelling at me.
The body camera will give us the cop's perspective, yet our own biases will still fill in the narrative. How we see these video vignettes may depend in large part on how we already perceive police. But after years of police misconduct captured on video, soon the camera will be looking back. Chances are we won't always like what we see.
Oh, I'm recording you too. Look up.
I also think there's no turning back. Once you have body cameras, it's not like you can tell the public, we decided this wasn't such a good idea.
And the same thing was discussed when we started getting squad car computers and also squad car dash cam video. So I think that this is going to be the future for law enforcement.
The total cost of the body camera project for Minneapolis is $4 million over 5 years, and that includes a massive amount of video storage in the cloud. MPD plans to keep the video for up to a year at a cost of up to $60,000 a month. Meanwhile, the legislature, the body cam bill and its amendments are a confusing mess as to what's public, what's private, and who ultimately decides. Lawmakers have 3 more weeks to figure it all out. For the Fox 9 investigators, I'm Tom Lydon.